Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session with Dr. Impact Goodman Vine Omona. And I'm so excited to be with you here today. And I'm going to be sharing something very important that you need to excel in the year 2024. This teaching is being produced in the year 2023, so it is designed to empower you for the next year. Now, before we go ahead, I would like to quickly say this that when you are done listening to this teaching, don't just keep it to yourself. Make a list of 5 to 10 persons and then you forward the teaching to them. Let them listen to it also. The idea is not for you to just listen to it alone and be empowered, but for you to also share with other people in your circle for them to be empowered. Share it with your siblings, with your friends, with your associates, business partners, people you think they should hear something like this and their lives will be transformed. So if you're ready, let's go. I'll be talking about dig again. Dig again. Now let's look at the definition of one of the words there, which is dig. Let me read from the dictionary. Dig simply means to move hard packed earths. To move hard packed earths out of the way. Now, if you understand the word earth, earth there means sand, bricks, other things that are on the ground. You dig it out to move hard sand, hard packed earth out of the way, especially downwards with a shovel. You dig. The other day I was reading from my brother Sir Heaven Umunna. I was reading from him, and he was talking about something that has to do with people who want to achieve 2024 goals, but what have they done with 2023 goals? If you check the title of this session, it is Dig Again. Now, there are some of us here watching this video right now. There are goals you wrote down in 2020. There are goals you wrote down in 2021, 2022, 2023. You've not achieved those goals. And you're already looking forward to 2024. Your goals are becoming like New Year resolution. Most people don't implement or achieve their New Year resolution. Most people don't. You see them, they will say, oh, this year I'm not going to act like this again. And then before March of the next year, they're already acting that way. Some will say, oh, I'm not going to talk like this again. And before you know it, they start talking that way again. They're not able to achieve their year's resolution. The same thing with your goals. Some of us here, there are some goals you have planned to achieve in the year. And then a challenge came up. Something showed up. You couldn't achieve that goal. Now let me say this to you. Instead of you to be busy trying to run off to the next goal, I'm suggesting to you that you dig again. Let me show you something quickly. Now, there are some of you who did not achieve your goal for last year or even 2023 because you encounter some level of fear, some level of challenges, some level of lack of resources, some level of lack of inspiration. You see, the opportunity you had, you lost it. Some, the access you had, you lost it. Some, the people who promised you they're going to be with you on that project, they backed out. These are things that stopped that goal from being achieved. What makes you think that the next year you're going to get into that new goal you're trying to work on will not also be affected? So let me ask you, the goal you did set last year or this year, have you abandoned it? If you didn't plan to abandon that goal, but challenges made you to drop the goal, then I'm saying this to you, dig again. Yes, you heard me right. Dig again. Go back to that goal. Go back to that project. Go back to that idea. Go back to that vision and look at it again. You might not have access to 1,000 naira last year. That's why you couldn't achieve the goal. Now you might have access to 10,000 naira. That means that with your access now, you can handle that goal and achieve it. So I'm going to say this to you. Go and dig again. Look at that project again. Look at that goal again and see how much you can achieve it. Because the truth of the matter is, sorry to say this to you, the same challenges that came before you that made you to jettison that goal will come again. Yes, it will come again to want to make you not to achieve your goal. That's the next goal you are setting before you. But if you're able to go and dig again and overcome those challenges and achieve that goal, what happens? When you move on to the next goal and a similar challenge comes again, what happens? You will just knock it off. Because you've overcome the former one, what happens? You cannot excel in the next one. My dad told me something some years back, and I always like to talk about my dad in any of my teachings. My dad told me something years back. When I'm talking about my dad, I mean my biological father, Professor Leonard Omona. He told me something years back. He said, if you wrote one, you take your pen and you wrote one, right? And you want to correct it. Okay, let me use this envelope, for example, now. You wrote one like this. You wrote one, right? You can see it, right? You wrote one, isn't it? And now it's a mistake. You want to correct it. What do? You will have to, and you want to write two. What do you have to do? You have to now do like this. You would have to write two. You will write that two several times until it has overshadowed that one and it's now showing two. If you check now, those of you who saw one some minutes ago, what you can see now is two. Right? Good. So also, if you want to achieve your goal, you don't run off to the next goal and you say, no. You put in extra effort, like the way I did to these two. You put in extra effort and dig it until what happens? You're able to achieve that goal. You don't say, leave it now. Don't leave it. And let me close with this. Some goals are designed by God to strengthen you. Some goals are designed by God to impact wisdom on you. Some goals are designed by God to show you strategies on how to do things. But because you abandoned them, what happens? You can't achieve much. Because you abandoned that goal, the wisdom behind it, you will not be able to achieve it. The strategies you would have learned, you won't get them. The opportunities you have given to you, you won't get it. So I'm saying this to you, go back and do what? Dig again. Work on that goal again. Achieve it again before you move on to the next goal. You'll be surprised that in the year 2024, some of the goals you had this year, 2023, that you did not achieve, and you are going to dig again and work on them, what happens? They are the goals you will even achieve better next year than the one you are thinking of working on next year. I hope you have learned something from this broadcast. I want to especially thank you for listening and watching. I want to also thank you in advance for sharing it with your friends and your loved ones. If you are watching this on YouTube, please kindly subscribe to this channel and also ask your friends to subscribe to this channel. Let's have a big house where people can come in and learn a whole lot and their lives will be transformed. I remain Dr. Impact, Goodman Vine Muna. I love you and I love you specially.